What's up, everybody? M.O.A.B here, finally bringing you some shotgun gameplay. I'm using the striker with extended mags, damage proficiency, and my base perks are Sleight of Hand Pro, Assassin Pro, and Sit Rep Pro. And I'm using the Specialist package because you know me, I love that Super Soldier status, or at least trying to get to it. And my perk unlocks are in order: Dead Silence Pro, Steady Aim Pro, and Scavenger Pro. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was I'm finally happy I got some decent shotgun gameplay because, as many of you guys know, while I was leveling up with specialists and all that, I pretty much used assault rifles and SMGs like 99% of the time. And I apologize for this crappy start, but as you guys can already see by the title, at least I think I'm going to put it in the title, I get a M.O.A.B in this game with the striker. It's actually my second time getting it with the striker, but the first one, I'm not even gonna lie, was pretty boring and not entertaining. It wouldn't have been entertaining at all for you guys to watch. It was on hardhead, and I pretty much just quote locked down the area between where A flag is, the room right above the hill, and then where the tunnel area is. But yeah, it was boring. It took like 5 minutes to get the 24 kills. I hadn't unlocked extended mag, so I really could, or damage at that point, so I really couldn't, maneuver around the map as easy as this is. But basically I just wanted to give you guys some shotgun tips. I'll also link in the description the channel of one of my best friends on this game, Jake Roadchill. He's a master at shotguns, and actually watching him get these B scores with the striker is part of the reason I was inspired myself to give it a try. I mean, I was eventually gonna obviously try all the weapons, obviously since I'm maxed out in prestige, might as well enjoy everything and try new stuff and whatnot. But particularly watching his videos, so you guys will enjoy it, and I'm going to link it in the description. But anyways, shotguns, they're not really at a disadvantage as many people think, and I would even argue that they can even get you better scores than you could running the shotguns that were secondaries on Modern Warfare 2, and the biggest reason is just because of the map layouts of Modern Warfare 3 maps, because as you guys know by now, most of the maps are geared towards close quarters combat, and lo and behold, shotguns are the perfect example of close quarters combat. But the main thing that people need to realize is that with shotguns, yes, they are geared towards close quarters combat, but also a lot of maps that you may not think, involve a lot of close quarters combat, like Arcaden could kind of be seen as like a lot of medium range, which shotguns aren't exactly the best at. But it's not necessarily all the potential close quarters combat that you can walk into or whatever. It's mostly just how you choose your paths, and that obviously affects your playstyle and whether you can adjust it to fit shotgun gameplay. And with shotguns, obviously the biggest thing isn't necessarily just finding a room and then camping the heck out of it, because technically that's all close quarters, but obviously being more proactive and aggressive about it. The single biggest tip I can give you guys is you want to eliminate long lines of sight in where you're running. Like on this particular gameplay, you'll see I almost never venture out to where B is or where out A is. Not that I want to defend B obviously, but by B I mean like out in the open where the fountain area is, or out on A side, which is outside the outside this main airport or whatever. That long sniper perch area, or just that one area in general. I mean, I was out there earlier. That was for like 10 seconds because I was taking, ironically, the A flag, and then I came right back inside. You saw me ducking behind cover to reload, and that's another thing. But once you unlock extended mags and range or damage, those are the only proficiencies I would, recommend is range or extended mags. Once you range or damage, but once you unlock extended mags, another key thing is you have to pick and choose when to reload, because shotguns, at least how the striker is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my main experience is with the striker, so my tips really only kind of not only, but a lot of it's derived from my experience with this, and it doesn't really apply to shotguns that, at least in what I'm about to say, that reload by the magazine, like the USAS, I believe. But anyways, like with the striker, you'll notice most of the time I almost never reload it to the point that it's completely full. I think the full striker with extended mags is like 18 or something like that. But you'll notice that I always obviously refill or reload at least 5 or 6 shells, but never all of it, just because with the way the striker works, it's so powerful that you don't need to, you know, refill your entire clip all the time, and that cuts down on a lot of time, obviously, that you're spending reloading, obviously, but also gives you more time to maneuver. Now, like I said, the single best tip I can give you guys is you have to control your engagement, which obviously applies to any weapon, but it applies more so to shotgun, just because, you know, obviously, as good as they are, and I hope this gameplay kind of showcases that, you know, you still are restricted in the battles you should be seeking out. I mean, obviously, on a map like Interchange or Bakara, you're probably going to get bested by snipers and assault rifles and whatnot, even SMGs. I mean, because the slightest bit of range combat that you encounter, you know, you're pretty much screwed. I mean, the striker does have ridiculous range, especially with the range proficiency. I mean, personally, the reason I use damage is because, probably mentioned this before, but with specialists, once you get all the perks, you also get all the proficiencies except for attachments, damage, and breath. So obviously, if I start out with damage and I get all my perks, I'll also get range. But if it's vice versa, start out with range and I get my specialist, I won't get damage. So that's the only reason, is just because I'm running the specialist package on this, I want to get both range and damage. But anyways, you know, you have to control your engagements. You know, obviously on arcade, and like I mentioned, using this map as an example, I almost always stick to the inside corridors of this map so that I can control my engagements. And, you know, it seems kind of repetitive, but, you know, shotguns are really not as difficult as, you know, they may seem to be. I mean, in the long run and for the majority of people, I would say assault rifles and SMGs probably would net you a higher score. But I will say this, if you can master, you know, the best way to use a shotgun, which obviously includes, you know, avoiding long lines of sight, you know, getting, obviously, the best setup in the first place, which is, like, range or damage and extended mags. I don't think they've patched a glitch yet where extended mags actually gives you more pellets out of each of your shots and whatnot, which in effect gives you a higher damage onto your enemy. But anyways, you know, it's not really as difficult as many people make it out to be. I mean, it does require some work and, quote, the grind, you know, especially for the non-striker shotguns, because, I mean, I'm not going to lie, the striker's probably, you know, about as easy as a shotgun as you can use. But if you can get range, extended mags, damage, and all that for the other shotgun, and even the striker, obviously, you know, it's really going to be a lot easier to use and more fun. I mean, I've talked right through this gameplay, but I mean, I finished 58-5, and I got a M.O.A.B halfway through. I mean, 58 kills in arcade, and I don't think I've ever gotten that close with an assault rifle or an SMG, and I get it with a shotgun. And granted, I only started using this like 2 days ago, and I'm already almost at 1,000 kills, and I think this game is when I got it golded. But yeah, I hope you guys got some more tips, you know, learning shotguns, and visit my friend Jake Brochill's channel. He'll give you guys some more tips about it. But yeah, hope you guys like this, and let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Take care, guys.